There goes the Jeff Mobile with a flawless execution. So check it out. I never thought I would be that guy, that 3-blade prop guy, but it's happening. If you guys remember, semi-recently, I did a blind taste test comparison between a 2, 3, and 4-blade propeller. That was kind of my initial first impressions. I had Jacqueline change the props behind my back, and then I went and flew them without knowing which one I had. Go back and check out that video if you haven't seen it. But here's the deal. It's been, I don't know, at least a month, and I've put many more hours on the 3-blade and many more on the 4-blade. I had a ton of hours. Almost all of my flying was on 2-blade. So I've been able to gather more data and formulate a long-term opinion of these propellers. And as you may be guessing, I've got the 3-blade on, and that's kind of the one I've fallen for, if you will. The cool thing is, I like these dang E-props so much that I became a dealer, and on tuckergott.com as of today, we've got 2 and 3-blade E-props for the Vittorazzi Moster in the 130 centimeter. So if you're a paramotor pilot and you want to try out either of the options and you want to support yours truly, check the link down below, pick up your propeller there, and we've got free shipping for the propellers, and if you add in t-shirts to your propeller order, those will come with free shipping as well. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm stoked to represent the E-prop. I kind of plan to give this 3-blade a shot for the long term. One more thing before we get in the air. We are coming up on our summer Risky Biscuits t-shirt drop. All I gotta say is it's gonna be the biggest one yet, and we're doing the biggest giveaway yet. At the end of this video, when we get back home, I'm gonna preview some designs for you guys to check out, and I'm gonna tell you more about what kind of giveaway is on the way. So stay tuned to see what that's all about. If you wanna pick up this beautiful blue Risky Biscuits Co. t-shirt in the meantime, that's linked down below with the propellers. Enough of that, it's time to go flying. Today's been a good day. It's been a hot day. So I'm stoked to get up and find some of that high altitude air conditioning. Join us. I'm gonna put some more fuel in my tank. I'm gonna get all my gear. We gonna go flying.
Foot drag launch, engaged. 3-blade climb out. Let's swoop-a-doop some trees. First things first, but not too close because I have a chase cam. Don't want to get the chase cam snagged on the top of a big old oak. So the first thing I want to talk about is why E-prop as opposed to other brands. Why have I primarily flown E-prop and what makes it special? The biggest thing that makes me drawn to the E-prop is the lightweight. They're typically a significant amount, percentage-wise, lighter than other propellers. I think I did a comparison in the past, and like 2-blade to 2-blade, my lightest E-prop was like 600 grams versus about 800 grams on another prop. And what that means is when you're flying and you have a lighter prop, you have a snappier throttle response. When you need that burst of energy, your prop spools faster. And we'll talk about how that applies to the different amount of blades. But in general, E-props are known for being lightweight. Now, full disclosure, you guys know I just told you I'm selling E-props on my website. But in all honesty, being super lightweight does come with some inevitable drawbacks. And the main thing is just durability. As opposed to some other props, if you kick stones into an E-prop, it's not going to hold up as well as opposed to other props. Now, in typical everyday use, I've not found it to be an issue. If you are a reasonable pilot, you don't kick rocks, you don't fly in sand all the time or whatever, then it's just as durable as anything else, as long as you don't freaking present a hazard to the propeller. Hopefully the chase cam's still attached. Are you good back there, Gertrude? Wait, I think her name's Mildred. I messed up. So the only other advantage I have to say about E-props is they look freaking sick. If you're a carbon fiber nerd like I am, the exposed carbon fiber on an E-prop really looks nice. Cross over the dang river here. Maybe check out this quarry. It looks like there's a train rolling down the tracks. Motor out right now! I'd spot land right there. Like a boss with a freaking 270 swooper in. Motor out right now. Laying on the train tracks. Don't get hit by the train. Oh, looks like you got 3 engines linked face to butt down there. Let's start with the 2-blade. I want to tell you guys some of the characteristics of the 2-blade. And obviously, I've flown probably at least 95% of my flying time on a 2-blade E-prop, 130 centimeter, made for the Moster. The number one thing about that prop that I love is its response rate. Like I said, it's really light, and with only 2 blades, it's like the lightest of the light. Look at that dang front loader, skid loader, dump truck mobile. He's gonna pour rocks. Oh, that's sick. He's got rocks in his bucket, and he's gonna dump it, and it's gonna go through a thing and turn into smaller rocks. I bet your biscuit that's what he's about to do. That's crazy. You can see where all the conveyor belts go and how the big stones turn into smaller stones. Yahoo! Yahoo! Oh, I just spit all over. Now, like I said, I've flown the 2-blade a whole lot, so these are some things I didn't realize until I tried other props. I realized out of the 2, 3, and 4-blade props, the 2-blade actually seemed to have the worst climb rate. This was pretty interesting because I'm so accustomed to that prop, and I never really felt like I needed more climb rate, but then you get something with more climb rate, and you're like, wow, this is actually pretty nice. Another thing I didn't realize about the 2-blade was that it was rough. Now, I've flown rough paramotors before that feel like Harley Davidsons that like shake, and the 2-blade never felt like that to me until I tried the 3 and 4. And then crazy thing happened. When I went to transition back to the 2-blade, I was hoping to love it and still feel like that was my number one go-to. But to be honest, I got on the 2-blade and I was like, this feels like flying a World War I biplane. Now, the final thing with the 2-blade prop is the sound. Personally, I feel like the 2-blade prop has the best sound, both in flight and hearing like someone flying in the distance from the ground. I think the 2-blade wins. I feel like it's the quietest overall, and it has kind of like a deep rumble to it. It's kind of bassy. Now move on to our 3-blade prop, the one I'm currently flying right now. First off, spool time. That was something I was really concerned about because it's something that I feel like I really value. Obviously with the 3-blade, having 3 blades, it's a little bit more mass to move, so the spool time is slightly less than the 2-blade. But to my pleasure, I've found that it doesn't really affect you that much. Like, it's not like it makes foot dragging any harder to do. It's just you got a little bit more spool time. I don't even know where we're going at this point. I'm just flying into the wind. Jeff's right back there. This is an interesting pasture. So climb rate on the 3-blade prop. That's where things start to get a little bit more different, and it seems to make a little bit more sense and a bigger difference in my mind. Ooh, tricky power lines in this field. I'm gonna climb. Those guys right there are almost invisible. No pole in the middle. Definitely hazardous. Watch out, Jeff. So climb rate on the 3-blade definitely is where I feel like it shines. Going from like 800 feet a minute to 1,000 feet a minute, that's a significant increase, and that's a nice thing to have. Typically, I end up climbing to a few thousand feet on my standard flight, and being able to get there a little bit faster is totally nice. Now the next category, the smoothness. Like I said, if you fly a 2-blade all the time, you don't really think that like, oh, I wish I had something smoother until you try it and you kind of get used to it. I never thought I would really care about smoothness, but to be honest, it's actually really nice. Like I said, when I went back to the 2-blade, I felt like I was on a World War I biplane. When you get on the 3-blade, you kind of feel more like a fighter jet. Big old power lines down there. But 3-blade prop, the biggest con I can say about it is the sound. Now in the air, like you hear it right now, it doesn't really bother me. Obviously it has a different pitch. It has a higher pitch. It sounds more like a sport bike versus like a 2-cylinder V-twin or whatever. But I have to say, from the ground, if you hear someone with a 3-blade prop do a run-up from across the field, it's annoying. Just climbed up here with the Jeff Mobile. A little bit cooler air. It's nice, but you can see how hazy it is. It's just humid today. So with the noise considered as the biggest con, I think all things considered, in my opinion, the 3-blade is the best balance of everything. Alright, so let's move on to the 4-blade. Immediately off the bat, you notice much slower spool time. Again, it doesn't really like detract from your flying experience. It's not like you need that snappy throttle response to do a specific maneuver, but you can definitely tell the difference when you get up to the 4-blade. Now, like I said, I found that the 4-blade had around a 900 foot per minute climb rate, so slightly better than the 2-blade, but not quite as good as the 3-blade. As far as sound goes on the 4-blade, it gets to be very similar to the 2-blade. It's got a really deep sound. I think it's a little bit louder. It kind of has like a deeper bark. And when you're flying in the seat, you can hear that tip sound a lot more than any other prop I've flown. Jeff didn't wear his GoPro insurance today. We always joke that if something's gonna happen, it'll be off camera, and that's proven to be the case in the past. So I'm keeping my camera pointed at Jeff just in case. I hope nothing happens, but you never know. So with the 4-blade, I think you gain a whole nother level of smoothness. Like 2 to 3 blade, it's a little smoother. 3 to 4, it gets even more smooth. And I think at that rate, what it feels to me, it just feels like luxury. Like an expensive motor that's even more tuned in, but all you really did was change the prop. Woo! We're getting high up here today. I'm just following Jeff and he keeps climbing. The final thing I noticed, primarily on the 4-blade prop, which I found was really interesting, was that I noticed the torque a lot more. I actually did a cross-country flight where I flew for like an hour and a half, and I pulled in my left trimmer to compensate, but I still was holding a little bit of left brake, and I was still weight shifting left the whole time. And by the end of the flight, the left side of my back hurt like a lot, and I was like, what the hell is going on here? I felt like I had so much right torque at cruise that I was just compensating left the whole time, which is really weird. There goes Jeff, doing a wing over. So yeah, all things considered, right now here's my rank. Out of 10, let's try to put on a scale. So the 3-blade for me would be a 9 out of 10. The only real con is the sound of it, particularly for people on the ground. The 2-blade I would put at like an 8 out of 10. And the main con would just be the performance, the overall climb rate, and the vibration of it. Now, the 4-blade I would put down at like a 6. I didn't really particularly like the 4-blade, and that's one of the reasons I decided not to stock it on the web store. We got the power plant over here, which is not a nuclear power plant. Some of you strange people on the interweb called me out for not knowing that it was a nuclear power plant. Lo and behold, I knew it wasn't a nuclear power plant, and the data backs that up. It's actually natural gas and oil, and it's steaming a little bit right now. Wait, get back here, get back here. Holy f***! Plane! Jeff, look out! You see that guy? Holy f***! People frequently ask, like, how do you avoid airplanes? And the honest answer is generally we don't have to. Like, an occurrence like that, of seeing traffic that close, is extremely rare.
Did you see that freaking plane? Oh. I checked our altitude. We were only 2,500 feet. He was low.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. I'm so happy. Thank you.
It's so much fun.
I wish I had a bottle of wine for you folks. Never expected this.
That's awesome.
So good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Every so often, we kind of alternate sites around this area.
Oh, wow. This is great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, we do. We appreciate it. We're like, oh, you gotta come back. But thank you. What a talent. You got a talent there.
It's fun. The most fun ever.
Yeah? Oh. Now that.
Yeah.
Really.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah. Thank you.
Being biggest fans ever. Worried about.
We were sitting here for quite a while because when we were out here screwing around, I could see the car with the doors.
Yeah. Dude, normally we're worried about people calling the cops. They were like, thank you so much. No, thank you for not being negative. All right, so we made it home, air conditioner's on. Hopefully the audio is just right. But this is the point some of you hopefully were waiting for if you stuck around till now just to hear about our next big giveaway and summer drop. Thank you. The news on the giveaway. I don't want to give away everything right now, but it's big. In the past, we've done 2 training giveaways. This time, what we're going for is a paramotor plus training. Now, I don't want to say what paramotor it is and what training it is, but it's a different school than we've done in the past, just to put that out there. And the paramotor is an awesome paramotor. How does it get any better? All you have to do is buy yourself a wing, whatever size wing you need, and you're in the sport. Insane, mind-blowing, that's the plan. Time to show you some designs. I'm gonna show you the designs camera to screen so that they can't be screenshotted and jacked and refabricated off on the interwebs and sold as off-brand carbon copies. So first up, if you guys remember the old typography art shirt we did with the old Freeride, that's getting an update with the new Freeride colors. So I'm pretty stoked on that. That was one of the best sellers. A lot of people really like that, and we're just gonna have it with new colors. Along with that, new colors on the Freeride sticker. I've seen those Freeride stickers everywhere. This is a t-shirt design I'm pretty stoked on. It's a nice mountainy kind of Risky Biscuits Co. themed, but a really nice detailed paramotor. And finally, we gotta do a kind of shout out to sunsets and paramotors. They go together like peanut butter and jelly or green eggs and ham. Colors of the t-shirts aren't official, I just mocked some up. But that's not all of them. I've still got some others to work on, and we're maybe gonna take a crack at some humorous t-shirts, so stay tuned for that. I foresee in the next couple weeks we're gonna do that drop. I'll keep you guys updated in the ends of videos on when our drop is coming, and as we get all the details dialed in, I'll let you guys know. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the adventure today. And if you want to check out some e-props and support yours truly, check out my link below for the e-props. They'll ship ASAP, they'll ship for free. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Till the next one, peace out. Zip.